What's up, everybody? Shawn here with another live Live to Roll on a Thursday. We got a fifth Thursday of the month, so bonus content from Live to Roll for you guys. It's the fun hangout show. We actually have Mickey joining, which she's just joining right now, so I will add her in just a second. Actually, let's go ahead and just do that real quick, and then we can all do our intros. Give me 1 second there, and this hopefully should work. Bam! All right,
There we go. Yay.
all
Who's
right.
all on here
Hey,
today?
Mickey.
Hi. I'm sitting in my van, so I'm on my
Very
phone.
cool.
Who's all on here today?
We got Luis and then Rebecca. I don't know if you know Rebecca yet. Mickey.
I don't think so. I haven't met Rebecca, I don't think. I know she's an ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, all right. So yeah, Mickey, welcome. We just started the show, so we're just gonna do some intros real quick. I just tried to add you before we got into them. So yeah, I'm Shawn. I'm a C5, C6 quadriplegic from a snowboarding accident 20 years ago now. Um, Luis, why don't you go ahead and take it, and then we'll pass it to the ladies.
Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's doing good. My name is Luis. I'm an L3, L4, incomplete walking and rolling spinal cord injury. I was injured on an industrial accident, and it was 44 years ago. Um, Mickey, how about yourself?
Oh, Rebecca should go first. She came on before me.
All right,
Oh,
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Valenzuela. I am a T7 uh, complete. I have a spinal fusion on my T10, T11. What else? Oh yes, I had a slip and fall. Sorry, I forgot a little bit. I had a slip and fall injury, which caused me to be paralyzed, and I'm only a year and 7 months into my injury. About to hit 8 months, is coming up month, and passing it to you.
Mickey, go ahead.
Okay, I don't know what that sound is. It's not coming from here. I'm Mickey Fowler. I was injured. It was 40 years ago last month, and it was on an ATC, which they stopped making because people getting injured on them. I broke my back at 10, 11, and even though I'm incomplete, I'm basically complete. Incomplete, I have trace. You know what that means? That means I could, if I was laying on a mat and had a skateboard on my knee, I could move it a little bit. But other than that, yeah, trace exactly. And but yeah, Rebecca, she's a newbie, not
Yeah.
like me and Luis. And then Shawn, you're like 20 years, right?
Yeah, I just hit my 20 years, so I'm kind of in the middle there. Well, I feel like I've earned my veteranness now after 20. I got 2 decades.
Yeah,
you have
that's
your
enough.
veteran
That's enough.
status.
But yeah, Rebecca is newer, and she's also going to be a new contributor for the channel as well. That's one of the other reasons why she's on. She's going to be doing some one-on-one interviews with people, creating some content for Live to Roll and helping out, and then probably filling in on shows like this too, just to you know, because she's a great speaker, a great person, and she's a lot of fun to talk to. So
So
um,
she'll be your reporter.
she is kind of going to be a little bit of a live to roll reporter. Yeah, she's going to just try to
Yes.
highlight some people in the community because we do have so many great people in the community, and it's hard to bring everybody on for live shows and longer things and to set up the topic. So we're going to do some kind of pre-recorded one-on-one interview stuff. Which I think we're going to be doing more of. Even like I'm going to be trying to do some, and anybody else on the channel that wants to interview somebody to highlight somebody that they've met in the community is we're going to be trying to do a lot more of that content. But Rebecca's going to be
I
doing a
love
lot of
you've
it. So
I love how you've expanded so much just within the last year. It's amazing.
yeah, because I do want Live to Roll to be very community based and inclusive for everybody. We did start very much spinal cord injury, which most of us on the channel are spinal cord injuries, but we're trying to feature everybody as well. We had Doug on a couple weeks ago, who's a polio. We were talking about polio. Try to talk about other
Uh-huh.
disabilities that are out there because we all deal with a lot of the same struggles and things. So it's good to be able to have that community. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, that's what to start. Since this is kind of just a hangout show. If anybody has any questions or anything they want to talk about go ahead and mention in the chat. Or if you guys have anything you would like to bring up, share. That's awesome. I was just going to start with seeing how everybody's doing and health wise, and if you have anything coming up or you've just done anything fun, cool, or that was not great that you want to share. So yeah, Rebecca, you want to lead it off?
Sure.
Or you?
So something fun I've done. I actually recently on Saturday joined a football league for disabled people, I guess. It's pretty fun. We're trying to expand it a little bigger, but it's the LA Chargers football team. It's pretty cool. I
It's
love
a
it.
wheelchair
So
football team.
yeah.
Awesome.
And then what else? I did pretty good. I liked it. It's pretty competitive. I miss actually playing football, so I guess it really kicked in again. So yeah, that's it. I'll pass it on.
All right. Luis, go ahead. We'll go.
So yesterday, I actually went snow skiing up at the United States Adaptive Recreation Center, and it's part of the Triumph Foundation. And a bunch of us Live to Roll people were there as well, and had a great time. My only problem is I got sick along the way. I got car
Uh-oh.
sick for the first time in decades, and I
Really?
realized what happened is I took a bunch of vitamins and supplements that I
Oh.
always take for my breakfast without actually eating breakfast
On an empty stomach.
on an empty
Nice.
stomach.
Yeah,
And
that'll do
sure
it.
Like
enough, yeah, it took its toll, and I had to get out of the car and hack it up.
Oh gosh. So
Yeah,
you weren't sitting in the front. Oh, there's a train going by. You weren't sitting in
I
the
was a
front seat then.
passenger.
Oh, but not in
Yeah,
the front.
I was in the front, but I was sitting as a passenger.
Oh, because if I'm not looking out the front window, I get car sick too. But yeah, you just made it worse by taking all those vitamin supplements on an empty stomach. Well, live and learn,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. But I when we got to the USARC up in the snow, I slept in the van for a little while, started to feel better, and then I went up and
Oh,
hung out with
good.
everybody.
Did you get to go
But
skiing then?
remember, what's that?
Did you get to go skiing?
I did not. I,
Oh,
Okay.
I just thought it was better not to,
okay.
you know. But I did get to spend some time with everybody, took a couple of pictures, and had a good old time. But remember, everybody,
I
if
saw
you
the
can.
video.
Oh, you did see the video. Good.
Yeah. Who was that? I didn't know who it was though.
That was Alex from
Oh
Overcoming
yeah,
Change.
she loves that.
Yeah,
Oh,
She
she was
loves.
up there too. That's cool.
Yeah, she
yeah.
loves to ski.
So we carpooled up there together.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I
So
went
So
a few weeks
it
ago.
was that it was that new ski where you can, like Shawn was saying, he loved that new ski where you have the handles on each side and you can kind of steer yourself.
the
What is that
poles,
one called? Yeah, the
It's
poles on
called
each
the
side.
push cart. I think it's
Oh
what they're
yeah.
calling it. But that one is more for
exactly.
like quads. I know Caitlin used it, and a couple other quads they mentioned before me. Um, but I was told I did the best for the first time, so
Well, of
just
course
kidding.
you did.
Yeah.
You're
I,
an
I was
athlete.
sitting there with Kirsten Skinner, and we were watching Andrew come down the hill, and Andrew actually got airborne about 2 or 3 feet in the air.
Did
Oh,
he? They would
awesome.
not let me
He
go
did.
over the jumps. They told me I could
Oh
Yeah.
not
man.
hit the jumps.
Andrew
Well,
was in full control of himself, and he made that little turn for the hill by himself, and he got it at least 2 feet in the air, and we were like, "Oh my god!"
did you
It
get
was
it on
pretty
video?
cool. No, it happened so fast we didn't have time to
Oh,
get our cameras out.
oh, next time I guess. Wow.
Yeah,
Shawn, you missed out. You're gonna have to try that yourself.
I
Just tell
I
him just tell him if Andrew can do it, you can do it. You're a better
That's what
athlete than him anyway.
I know. That's what I wanted to so bad, and they let me go over the little roller, but they wouldn't let me do the jumps. They were like, "No, no, no, you can't do the jumps." And a
the
couple times
challenge
I
is
steered
on.
towards them, but
See, it's a
They don't
challenge.
know.
You've been called out, Shawn. You got to get airborne next time.
Yeah, I'm gonna see.
Yeah,
I gotta find out
they don't know
who.
who they're talking to. You're a full blown athlete.
That's right.
No,
No,
I stuff like that. I always think it's fun to kind of be in a little bit of a competition with like guys like Andrew, because like both of the water skiing too, because we both love the water skiing and the snow skiing. I'm sure he loved that thing like I did. So it's kind of fun since we're a similar level and just been friends a long time. It's fun to have that.
Shawn,
so
don't they have two of those?
No, they
Because it
only have
looks like
one, I think. They, well, as
I
far as
thought I saw two. Maybe
they
they had swapped or something.
they have a Tetra ski and they have that one. And the Tetra ski is the joystick controlled one. So it's like a
Okay.
power ski. So it's literally, and that one can even be, besides joystick, that actually has a sip and puff attachment. So even high level quads could ride the Tetra ski with a sip and puff
Oh,
and steer
I
it.
didn't know it had a sip and puff. That's
It does have
awesome.
a sip and puff, yeah. So
Yeah, they were
one of the
talking about
coolest
that
things.
in one of the Triumph meetings that there's like a super class people are using. So pretty
It,
cool. But there's only one of each, I'm pretty sure. So it's like two for the pair quads,
yeah,
and
two.
then yeah.
Yeah. So that's why that was one of the reasons why I went up on my own and without Triumph is because I didn't want anybody to be competing me with those skis. I wanted to use well, I didn't even know about the push cart. I went to use the Tetra, but once I used the push cart, now I'm about that life. Just kidding.
You know,
Um,
Shawn, we should do a video about both,
Oh
an
no, that would be
in-depth
really cool. I
video
have some
specifically on
footage and
those
stuff I have to
devices.
get up. I do have some video from when I went that I have to get up on the channel. So I will be getting those up
Nice.
sometime soon here. And I just wanted to also shout out real quick. Thank you, Jeff, for the super chat to help build Live to Roll. I really do appreciate that, and really trying to build Live to Roll this year into something bigger and better than you know. So that's why I wanted to be a network like Luis talked about too. We are a Live to Roll network. We got all these different shows, lots of just great information and content, and also keeping it all free for everybody that needs it. You know, we don't want to be charging for something that should certainly be a free resource. So thank you, though. We do appreciate the donations. But
Sean,
yes,
When you water ski, did you go over the wake?
I do go over the wake and I love it. It's fun. But I will admit,
Did it,
because I don't know if you know, but on the boat, typically the way the propeller is, one wake will always be a little bit bigger, the way that, like, because the way the propeller spins. So the right
oh,
wake for me, super easy. I will go in and out of that thing all day long. The left wake for me, though, is a little bit bigger and choppier because of just the feet of the water. And that one's a little scarier for me. I do get out the left side, but not as often. Sometimes I'll maybe go for it like one time during my run when I'm up there. The right, I like to go in and
where was
out
the
like several times. What?
was it up at Big Bear?
Yeah, I do it at Big Bear Lake. Ever since the
Yeah,
land meat sea shut down and they don't do it in Long Beach anymore, I just started going up
yeah.
once a year. Actually, like twice a year, a couple times. I went twice one summer, just because I really, really like it.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
That's awesome.
Big Bear was the very first time I water skied after several years because I used to water ski all the time as able-bodied. But I was just going to tell you really quick. This is how long it's been since I've snow skied because I have no desire to snow ski anymore. It's too cold for me. I was in like a really like on the snow bucket. They had to put me inside this bucket thing, and then I had like for handles. I had like these little shovels. Like what do they call those little shovels that you use
outriggers.
in gardening?
Oh,
No,
oh,
they weren't even
okay.
like that. Just I had to hold these little shovels. That's how long ago it was. Um, like little. What do you call those little shovels when you garden? The trowels.
A little bit. Oh, a trowel, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I had one in each hand, and that's how I controlled myself. Of course, I had a guy behind me. We have to have that, of course, somebody to tether you. So anyway, that's how long ago it was. They've really come a long way, but I still don't want
Have
to
you
go
been
So,
now.
up since or recently?
No,
I'm sorry.
no, I have no desire.
No desire.
I
Okay.
only like the water.
so
I only
quick
like the water
question.
sports.
for both Mickey and Shawn, how do you guys deal with the cold? Because I've been in the water in Big Bear. Do you guys wear scuba suits or anything special when you're in the water?
I do. They usually have
Nope, just
wetsuits up
camo.
there, and I'll use the wetsuits they have provided up there because I don't have my own or anything like that. Some of them don't fit the best, but they do work and they help a lot.
Are you the one that's talking about how hard it is to get in and out of a wetsuit? Oh, that was Tyler, huh?
Yeah, but it is though. That's what I said. Yeah, that's just. I agreed. It's very. It's not the easiest thing. It takes at least two
Well,
people.
I went. I went in August, and that was way back when Preeti was the Outdoor Adventures director. Remember
Okay.
her?
I'm not
Anyway,
I
that
sure.
do.
and it was
Yeah.
August. So it was, and Kelly, remember Kelly Tingy? How do you pronounce his last name? Remember Kelly, the quad that the walking quad at Cascalina? He ended up moving to Hawaii and
Oh.
unfortunately
Mm.
passing away. Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
he and I were on a one of those big rafts being pulled by a jet ski. We had a blast because we were just bouncing all over the place.
I haven't actually done the inner tubing one up there before. It does look like it
It's
might be fun, but I'm just. I don't know.
I know you
Little
feel like
less
you're gonna just
control on the tube.
yeah you don't have any control. You can bounce right out of it.
Yeah. Now, for our viewers that don't know about USARC, the United States Adaptive Recreation Center, they have three seasonal programs. In the winter, it's all about snow skiing. They just started a spring program that is about off-roading in Jeeps out in Johnson Valley, and they do a lot out
Oh,
there. It's where they have the
that'd be
King of the
cool.
Hammers, if you want to look that up. And then, of course, like we were just talking about, the summer program where they do water sports in the lake there.
Yeah.
Rebecca, have you tried anything yet? Have you done the water skiing or snow skiing or anything? Because you are a little bit newer in the
No,
industry. So have you gotten?
no, not yet. I just went to Triumph events,
What have you
like
tried?
just the
Because I know
football,
you've been to the
the
sports
sports event.
festivals though. So what have you tried? Have you
Mhm.
tried any of the different adaptive sports and things at the festival, or what did you like
Oh,
doing?
I tried almost all of them. My favorite from last year when they had all the Olympic people there, I like the rowing a lot. It's probably one of my favorite things
Okay.
like to do. It's like a machine where basically you just pull back and forth like this, super fast, like as fast as
Hmm.
you can go, and then it has like a little speedometer of how fast you're actually going and how fast you're actually swimming.
Would you want to
Pretty
ever
cool.
try actually rowing, like on the water, doing like a row or canoe, like one of the kayaks, something like that?
Yeah, I would love to.
Nice.
It's
Hopefully,
super
this
fun.
year we'll be bringing the kayaking back.
Oh yeah,
Uh
that'd
oh.
be cool.
Sorry, I froze out. I got a call.
No problem. You're good. Uh,
Also fencing. I just recently tried fencing as well. I tried it in
Nice.
high school with teacher Mr. Powell. He's my economics teacher, and I liked it, but I wasn't really into it. I did wrestling instead because I liked wrestling. And then kind of I tried it again, and I didn't realize how competitive I was and how much I actually liked. And yeah, I was winning a lot, but like I was laughing the entire time. It felt funny to poke people.
That's what we need, adaptive wrestling.
like
Yes,
out of the
they
chairs?
have.
Yeah.
That's a mess.
It's pretty cool, but you know, you kind of have to be. I feel like you kind of have to be a little more into your injury,
Yeah,
like maybe I don't know, not
Yeah.
too young into your injury to be playing that. Because if you're not used to twisting and doing all that, I think you might hurt yourself.
Wait a minute. Isn't that where you have to be on the floor on a mat?
On the mat. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how you're gonna do that. I'd
Well,
she's
like to see
she's
that.
the
young and got lots of.
sit down volleyball we do
Yeah, the
on
sit down
our
volleyball is
mats.
fun. I don't think
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
could.
I've seen
Then
that, but I don't know about wrestling.
Yeah. Well, it would be new. We'd have to figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do
definitely.
know a
Rebecca, you
guy.
can be our Rebecca can be the guinea pig. She can figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
And she's young and strong, so she'll be able to. I'm sure she'll mess up some people on the wrestling.
Exactly.
um,
Rebecca's got those guns out.
I was gonna in the chat real quick. Jeff says he's got to go back to work. Thanks for coming in, Jeff. Thanks for that super chat again. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Take care. And then Ken mentioned that he said, "I'm with you, Mickey. The snow ski. He went snow skiing one time. It was fun, but couldn't take the cold." Ken, I'm telling you, I do not like the cold. I'm a quad like you. It's so hard. But I went prepared. I had like, snow pants, waterproof shoes, a snow jacket, and I was pretty warm. We had neck gaiter, like ear warmers, beanie, all of the above. But also, the USARC people have what they call their burrito, and it's like this giant
Oh, yeah.
freaking sleeping bag thing that they lay into the ski, push you into it, and then fold it over you and zip you into it. And it was zipped up to my chest. So from my chest to my feet, we're completely enclosed in this little sleeping bag that's waterproof and warm and like fleece lined and all that stuff. So like besides the layers of clothes I had on, that thing, I was toasty. Like I did get a little cold, just a couple spots on my face that were exposed. But I had that neck gaiter thing. I had up on my face to my goggles, the goggles. I had the beanie and the helmet on. Like I was I was bundled. So
Oh, good.
Yeah, when I was up there the day before, it was probably mid 40s, and I had to take my jacket off. It was too warm. I was starting to sweat, and when
Mm,
you're cold, you don't want to sweat.
true.
Yeah, so it's actually quite comfortable up there.
yeah, if the sun's out and it's a sunnier day, it's nice. It's not bad. Even when the temperature's cool, that sun is warm. It feels really really good. But
Yeah, they also have heaters on the patio.
they do. They have fireplaces and stuff out there. It's really nice area.
Yeah,
So, but I was gonna ask you guys too because I wanted to also talk about. I tried to get like a little bit of a mix of, you guys different hosts from different channels for the show today, or different shows on the network today. Um, so yeah, I was gonna just kind of shout out and mention all the different shows too. We usually do it at the end, but I figured now, because we got next week, Mickey will be on with the on Thursday, first Thursdays of the month. We got Rolling with the Golden Oldies. So if you guys haven't
Yeah.
seen the show yet, you definitely want to check it out. Got a great cast of women sharing stuff. And this week or next week for this month's episode, they're going to be actually talking about the Abilities Expo and some stuff that's there in the community and things that are there. So check that out. And if you guys don't know, the Abilities Expo, LA Abilities Expo. So if you're in Southern California area, March 15th through the 17th is the Expo at the LA Convention Center. So it's free. Come down. Parking is not free, so that's the one thing you'll have to figure out. But it's a really great event. And
Speaking of parking, I'm taking the train.
okay, so that's
I
yeah.
don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about parking.
that actually is nice. I know you had mentioned that in the chat when Ken was on talking about the
Yeah.
public transportation and stuff. So that's cool.
Hmm.
I guarantee Ken will be doing that as well. I'm
Yeah. In
sure.
fact, we're supposed to be meeting him at Union Station.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
That's
Uh,
Yeah,
awesome.
Luis, you should do it. You live close enough. Rancho has a.
Yeah,
Doesn't Rancho have a depot?
there is
the-
a. Is there? I'm not sure.
I think so. I don't remember. Although I'm
Yeah.
bringing equipment for both Triumph and for Live
Oh,
the Roll. We're
oh,
doing
that's
a
nice.
media presentation in the Live the Roll booth, and I'm
Okay.
bringing like tables and a monitor and all this
Oh,
other stuff.
that's helpful. What kind of presentation are you doing, Shawn?
Well, no, we're just gonna have. I always have a little monitor on that shows some of the clips from the shows or other
Okay.
content videos from the channel. But this time, instead of using my little tiny monitor, we have a bigger booth and a bigger space this year at the LA
Nice.
Expo. So we got Luis bringing an actual like larger full size TV. We're gonna get it mounted up a little, like, put it on a table so it's nice and visible and kind of have just more of sharing more of the content and stuff and letting people know that it is the free resource online, and yeah, just
Are
trying
you
to
gonna have your
Come watch and
GoPro?
learn.
exactly. Yeah,
You gonna have your GoPro?
I'll have my GoPro probably around camera try and then just phones and stuff trying to shoot a few things here and there. So yeah, definitely trying to get some
Yeah,
content while we're there. And
Shawn, I'm gonna bring some of my equipment, and you know the little tripod, the black red tripod. I picked up a
yeah,
second one so that we will have more than one.
cool. So yeah, and that's what hopefully I'll have some people that maybe just cruise around the expo and talk to some booths and stuff like that and see some of the different things that the expo does offer. So
Wait,
Get
what
some
about
videos
your
on
game?
it.
yeah.
What about your gaming shows? Are there going to be things there for people to play the games that Tom and Sharab
Unfortunately, I
like
don't
to
know that
do?
I'll be able to set up any type of live gaming there. I don't think. But yeah, we will. Maybe try to figure something out. I know, like when like Tom, because now we have the two gaming shows with Sarab as well. But Tom been doing the gaming for a long time, and he's always really good, especially meeting like younger kids and things in chairs, or just people that are really interested in gaming. I know he's linked up with several of them to bring them on the stream and actually play with him
Nice.
and stuff. So he does try to connect with the different gamers and stuff there, and get some of the people on there. So yeah, just to shout that out. He just actually yesterday, Tom was on Gaming with T Fizzle since we are doing all the shows. Um, Check out Tom every Wednesday, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So it's always a fun stream. Tom will game for a few hours usually. It's just a cool hangout in the chat. There's usually a lot of people in the chat talking. It's a cool little
Laughing, making
laugh.
jokes.
Yeah, either cheering him on or making fun of him for if he did lose or something. But usually Tom does pretty good. I've seen him get a bunch of wins when I pop on there. So he's a
I
pretty
was
good
watching
gamer.
Tom. He's a good player.
Yeah, Tom is really good. He is a really good
Yeah.
gamer. And then we do now. We just had one episode, but on Mondays, Sarab's doing some gaming as well. Gaming with Hell Wheels. That's his gamer tag, and he's talking just a little bit different. Obviously, he's not a quadriplegic, but he's going to be talking a bunch of just different gaming stuff and tech talk and stuff like that. So if you have any tech questions, go into the chat, ask him. Sarab is kind of our tech guy. He's also helping with some of our other live to roll behind the scenes tech stuff. So
Nice.
shout out both the gaming streams now, and then
Let's go
the
gaming streams.
that's right. The
Sorry.
second Thursday, no, the gaming is fun. The gaming streams are awesome. They're just really cool hangouts. It's fun for people to join, and if you're into gaming and you want to play, both of them I know are welcome to having other gamers hop on with them and join. I think Tom is on Xbox and Sarab plays PC games, so a little bit different gaming stuff as well and gaming setup. But then
Yeah.
the following week after the Rolling with the Golden Oldies, Luis is on again because he's on the Rolling Over the Hill show, second and fourth Thursdays of the month with Bobby and Robert. Um, and he will also work for
And he
Bacon.
will work for Bacon.
So
I think you need a fourth guy on there since there's four women. You need four guys.
that is true. They see a lot of times they end up bringing in a guest if they don't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Um,
true.
so they do that sometimes, um, and that works out great.
That's always that's always good to have a guest.
Yeah. So and then if you guys also we can try to work on getting guests on too if you guys want to do some guests in the future. Um, we get that set up to have somebody on.
Well, one thing about our show on Thursday is Julianne is she works at the expo,
Yeah,
so
she
she'll
does.
have
Yeah.
a lot of inside scoop about what to expect. Because I always want to see the newest gadgets,
Yeah,
that
that's the funnest
Yeah.
thing.
I can't afford, but I always want to know
It,
about them.
isn't Julianne one of the major players for the Abilities Expo for a
Oh yeah,
number of years?
She's been working for him
she
for a
has
lot of
been.
years. Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's one of the main representatives for the expo, and yeah, does a lot.
I
So she
actually
will be the. What's that, Rebecca?
I actually just met her. She's super cool, and she did tell me about the Abilities Expo. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
She was
She's
all
awesome.
excited about it. She's passionate about it, which is cool.
All the gals are awesome.
And I've actually known Julianne for a long time. She actually sold me my very first van before she worked for the Abilities Expo. She worked for Mobility Works as of doing van stuff. And my first van I got like right after my injury, which ended up getting totaled. Not my fault.
Oh dear.
Like within I think about 6 or 8 months or so after I had it. But anyways, Julianne, I've just known her for a long time. I met her when I was in rehab. She used to do the Northridge support groups all the time. So she's nice lady. She's awesome, and she's my representative for the expo. So that's why we got such a good booth location this year too. So thank you.
Nice.
That's good to have connections. You know, she and I went to Vegas. We went to represent Triumph at the United Spinal Association convention, and we
Mm-hmm.
stayed at the Paris Hotel, and we went to see Lionel Richie. We had a great time.
Fun.
Nice.
Really fun.
So yeah, that's cool.
Yes.
See,
Rebecca probably doesn't even know who Lionel Richie is.
Yes, I do. Actually,
Yeah.
Rebecca's young, but she's got an old soul.
Okay,
She's
I listen to all the good stuff. You know, you got to.
that's right. Yeah, so
uh,
Julianne's going to be the star of the next show because since she has all the inside scoop, and a lot of people might want to ask her questions about what to expect, and you know, because it's such a big event.
It is. It's one of my favorite ones for the year. Like it's great for Live to Roll to be represented, but I've always just liked going. It's just a fun community event. There's just so many people there, and it's great. Yeah, getting to meet people and see
Yeah.
all the new stuff too, because all the new
Oh, yeah.
tech, all the new vans, all the new things like that are out. It's kind of fun to even if you can't
All the
afford them
new
all.
equipment that goes up the stairs. That's
Yeah,
so cool. I can't wait to see that stuff.
but I
I
know
mean,
that's
just
what.
like you said, I can't afford it, but it's cool to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you can try a lot of those ones. Like we actually had one of our sponsors last year sponsored the channel for a month, Mobius Mobility, which is the iBot chair. They're there
Mm-hmm.
every year.
Mhm.
And that thing is, I tried it. I did a demo in it. Like I got to spend like an hour in that thing because I did a private demo, not at the expo. But at the expo, you can demo it, and you can
Nice.
actually go up and down stairs because it does go up and down stairs. You go over like a curb, off a curb. It's it's a cool. But getting to test stuff like that, and I know shout out to our other friend Mark Wellman, who will be doing the rock climbing wall. That's always super fun for people, an adaptive rock climbing wall. You know, even if
I'm
you're
trying it.
I hope so. You let me know. You got to let us know when you go too, so we could go get some pictures and video when you're going up.
Okay.
Rebecca, do you know Shawn's grandma, Velma? She did the rock
Yes,
wall.
I met her. She did?
She's done it a couple
Velma
We'll
did
tell
times.
her
the
we're
rock.
racing.
She's done it a couple times. And what was funny, she did it in Arizona last year, and she flew up that wall. Like she was up there so fast. And then Brianna's brother was there, Cage, and Cage tried to climb the wall a little bit later at a much slower rate and didn't even make it as high. My grandma killed it. She was the one. She
And
was
she's
Yeah.
in her 80s.
She's a
And your grandma's
monster
in her
climber.
80s.
And Cage was
Velma
barely
rocks.
18. So the 80-year-old outdid the 18-year-old. And
That's funny.
Hey, don't doubt the age. It's
18.
just about the strength and the mental state.
that's and that's cool. Kay in the chat said the Abilities Expo is how he found out about us. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why we do love to go, so we can network, we can connect with people,
Thank you,
and
Kay.
get it out there. So yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Spider Woman, yes.
And everybody will get to meet Leah, your new wife.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's what we're actually. So I don't know if I think we mentioned it already, but we didn't really have a whole wedding party or anything like that. So we're doing a 3-day wedding celebration. Come to the expo if you want to celebrate our marriage. If you want to come out, we rented space at the LA Convention Center. We got vendors. It's an amazing event. So come check it out.
Yeah.
That's
Dress
what we're
nicely,
doing.
dress professional.
Yes.
Did you guys ever go on a honeymoon?
We have not actually done a honeymoon, and some of the Live to Roll guys
Abilities
actually
Expo.
put some money together. All the Live to Roll crew,
Aw.
and actually did give us a little gift card. for Marriott hotels. So maybe I'll convince her to do a little couple night trip somewhere here. But
That'd be fun.
For those that don't know, Abilities Expo is more than just a convention, an exposition. It's like a networking place where you can meet everybody in the community. It is a party. It's the opportunity for all of us in the community to get together, and we may not see each other, throughout the year, but we see each other there. It's like
Right.
you get to see and hug and shake hands and you know
It's a
see those
family
people that you know
gathering.
and love, but you don't see them throughout the year.
it is. It's a
You
Yeah.
know,
huge community family gathering thing. Like it is like people that like Louise said, sometimes you might not see them except for that one time a year. Um, but it's everybody comes, so that's why it's just such a cool event, and it's huge though, and it's
People
hard.
Palooza, Cripchella.
Shell. That's a
Nice.
good one.
We
That's
need
a
one of
good one.
those. Maybe somewhere where
It
it has
really is.
concrete and not grass or dirt.
I know.
Yeah.
Get some
Uh,
disabled music artists.
And this is the big one. Of all the Abilities Expos, this is the big one.
Yeah.
it
They
is.
have more attendees, more vendors.
Yeah, because
So
we did the last couple of years. I did try to travel and did some other ones, um, and they are big, nice events. They're really really great. But LA, there's just the it's the biggest one as far as everything goes, attendance and every like just size in general for like the
yeah.
it's big and it's cool. But if you're anywhere, do look them up though. If you are in other states and want to go, they're year round through I forget exactly when all of them are. I know Chicago is late June because that's the one we've done a couple times, but unfortunately aren't going to be able to do again this year just with not having any budget. And then there's a Houston one, I believe, in August. Uh, there's something, I think
Who
New
wants to
Jersey
be?
was
No.
May. What's
Who
Yeah,
that?
wants
New
to be in
Jersey's
Houston in
called the New
August?
York Metro.
I did it one year, a couple years ago, the Houston one. That was one we also tried to do. Because Bobby said it was gonna a super fun place and super great, and then he got sick and couldn't go that year with us. So, but even though that was his idea and that's where we were going for to hang out there. But it was kind of miserable. I'm not gonna lie. The weather was like 95 with like 90% humidity a couple of the
Yeah.
days.
It's.
Um,
I've been there in that
but
time of year. No, September is going to be Phoenix. I think that'll be better because it's not as far. You can drive there.
Yeah, we're still not sure about that one yet either, just because of budget and things. But if we get some sponsors,
They
somebody
gotta
wants
go
to
on their
sponsor Live to
honeymoon.
Roll to go. If you guys, send some sponsors our way, we'll maybe
They
be
also
able
have
to.
an Atlanta show.
No, they don't have Atlanta anymore. Atlanta
Oh,
shut
they
down.
okay, they dropped
So
that
they
one.
don't have
Okay.
Atlanta, but they do now have a Florida one, which I thought was just Miami, but then it moved to Fort Lauderdale last year, and so it seems to be kind of shifting in a little bit in Florida. But yeah, and then they have New Jersey. I think is May. Dallas is another location they have. So yeah, if you're
Fort,
anywhere around, look them up. They're great
Fort
events.
Lauderdale actually kind of makes sense because you can get people coming up from Miami, people coming down from Atlanta.
So
So
yeah,
maybe that's why they went that route.
and that's what Kay said. Actually, he met us in Chicago last year, so that's cool. Out from the Chicago area.
Nice.
That's the one thing I actually do really like about the Chicago Expo is it's pretty much the Midwest Expo. It's just in Chicago. So we met people from a whole bunch of like surrounding states. People would come down for the whole weekend or come down for a night because that's the only thing that is anywhere in that Midwest area. So a lot of people would come travel. We'd meet people from all over. Even in our friend
Yeah.
Kevin, who's in the chat a lot, CP420, I think is his handle. Him and his family drove out last year from Kentucky, and they came out for like the weekend and brought his whole family out and stuff. So it's cool that people do that. I
And
know
then you get
people.
to see. Then you get to see Nicole and Ashley.
Yeah, that's the other benefit about getting to go out there. So that's cool having exact since they're on the channel. And actually, yeah, I'm gonna thank you for shouting them out because I'm gonna just do that quick transition to bam. Also, third Thursdays of the month,
Ladies.
we do have the Wheel Girl Talk with Nikki and Ashley, Brianna, Maya, and Jessica. And so check that show out third Thursdays. And they do a lot of different fun topics as well, and just kind of talk very like girl chat style, and talk about how they're dealing with things and their experiences with stuff. So
Hmm.
that's what's cool. We have the two women's panels. They are all fairly new in their injury. I think all within probably 7 to 8 years at most. Or no, Jessica's maybe close to 10 now. And then you guys on your show, Mickey, are all I think like 35, at least 35 years plus, right? 35 to
Yeah.
40 average. So it's cool. It's a great mix of women we have on the channel here now. So
Right.
It's kind
Well,
of nice. We have both.
I gotta
Go
go,
ahead, Mickey.
guys.
oh, you
Thank
got to go.
you.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mickey.
Thanks for. Okay. Take care. I'll see you
Good seeing
next
you,
Thursday.
Mickey.
All right, yeah, we'll see you on the show
Okay.
next Thursday, Mickey.
Thanks for inviting me. Bye
Bye.
bye.
All right, have a
Bye,
good day.
Rebecca.
Uh, there we go. Switching back, smooth transition.
It's great we have such a diverse amount of people, whether it's physical age, the age of our injuries. We're pretty well covered across a wide spectrum, and that's nice.
True.
hmm
We
That's
don't
what's cool.
miss any years except for
And
the little kids.
I was gonna say, I think Rebecca actually is probably our youngest contributor now to the channel,
Hmm.
um, because yeah. But I was actually, me and Bobby had talked about trying to do some like, if we could do some sort of like teenage thing, but I'm not sure how, like if we would be able to find a couple like younger generation kind of teenage injured, or growing up with disabilities and stuff, kids. But anyways, eventually maybe we'll get some sort of content like that as well, because we just want to be inclusive to all, and then also other disabilities. So I am trying to get. I was trying to convince our friend Robert, who's in the chat here a lot of times, to come and talk about muscular dystrophy, because that's what his disability is. He's been dealing with in his life. So
Yeah,
like
That would
stuff
help
like
a
that.
lot.
Yeah. So
it
that's what's
it would be nice to get some guests with CP as well.
CP, yeah, MS, all like pretty much
MS,
try to
yeah.
kind of cover the gambit. And even I know, I think one of the shows for the Rolling with the Golden Oldies, now that Mickey's left, but Julianne has transverse myelitis, which is she's the one without a spinal cord injury.
Hmm.
I think they're gonna actually talk about that and other rare disease or disorders. I forget what month that's planned, but that is coming up. I think sometime in this later spring, in a couple months. Um,
Yeah, we frequently talk about SCI, but we also have a lot of people in the community that are SCD, spinal cord disorders. You know, so it's a long time ago, years and years ago. It was all these little groups hung out with each other, and they didn't mix. They were all separate. And nowadays, we all hang out with each other. It doesn't matter whether you're polio or CP or a spinal cord injury or anything else. We're all family now, and it's awesome. It's
yeah, it's
great.
a very inclusive disability community. I feel like I did used to hear a lot about that stuff. Like, yeah, even like in the SCI community, like pairs and quads, like like
Oh yeah.
like there was like this whole battle and stuff, and like, and
Still
I
come
still
The-
after
like.
each other.
I was gonna say I still do like to, I like to talk a little trash and make fun of like my para friends and stuff for their functional hands and all that. But
And I'm like, oh yes, dysfunctional hands, yes.
okay.
yeah, it's always fun just to kind of do that, just banter like in just for fun, nothing
It's a soft
serious.
tease.
Soft, exactly, yeah. No, actually being mean. There's no room for that here at the channel.
Okay.
We're not
Well,
trying
I'll be
to.
right there.
We're all very
Um,
inclusive.
well, I gotta go.
Okay, Luis.
Little
Well,
family
we're gonna be
emergency.
wrapping up. We're gonna wrap up pretty soon here. But thanks for coming on, and we'll
Thank you.
see you soon,
All right,
man.
we'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.
See ya,
Bye.
Luis. All right, so I guess we're down to Rebecca and I, and I'm actually gonna answer the. I know. We are almost near the end of the hour or two, so that's okay. We'll close it out with some
Like
with the
answering our super chats and our comments.
yeah. So that's what for Kay actually has a question in the chat. How do you guys usually travel? Just general question on travel preferences and your experiences with travel. And I don't know if you have much experience with travel yet, Rebecca. Have you, with your disability, done much?
Traveling like out of areas, not really. Just kind of to my sister's house. She lives in San Diego. I stayed the night over there. That's kind of a lot of traveling that I've done. I try not to go out that much, just to physical therapies and stuff, and then come back home. But it's a little difficult to travel if you're not prepared.
But
Just
yeah.
being prepared literally is probably one of the main things that we need to remember, like having extra catheters, having uh maybe if you need a chuck for an accident, just to have something to be prepared for in the car, like little things like that, because I travel by car more often than anything else.
So yeah, like road trips and stuff. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's one of the main tips I would always give. Be prepared. Like if because yeah, I use the super pubic catheter, and to be honest, I've been bad. Like I don't typically travel with an extra one, but I actually have met people and that do always travel with an extra one just in case something were to happen, if it were to accidentally get pulled out or damaged or blocked up or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, so any extra supplies is always very important to have. Anything that you're gonna need in your daily like living needs, basically, make sure to have extras of. But for travel, for like when we came out to Chicago, when I do any like longer distance travel, I mean I've flown several times or a lot of times now. Um, and flying can be a little bit difficult. It's a little bit of a struggle with the airlines and stuff, getting on and off the plane, worrying about damaging your chair and stuff on the plane. Um, but it's not that bad. It's honestly, it's totally, it's not like something that's so bad that you never want to do it. It's just you just have to be prepared and know that it's not might not be the easiest at a few things, like for a few different things. Um, but yeah, so for me, I actually like to travel if I'm traveling within kind of the US, or I've done a lot of West Coast travel just because of like rugby and stuff was a lot of times play over here. Um, I've tried to fly Southwest, and the reason why I fly Southwest is for two reasons. One, the front of the planes are big enough for me to roll directly on with my chair and transfer to either of one of the
Nice.
front seats. Like on, I can go to the
I've
right
never heard
or
that.
left. So I can actually, yeah. So we can, and that's a with rugby we would always book Southwest if we could as a team, especially when there's a bunch of us on the same flight, because we can just roll our chairs in there and transfer direct instead of having to use an aisle chair. So an aisle chair, if you don't know, is a really skinny little fixed chair on tiny wheels that they transfer you into and belt you in, and it's small enough to roll
Literally
through
looks
the
like
aisle.
this.
It's a yeah. There's no bucket. It's a straight 90-degree angle. It's not a soft like cushion. It's not very comfortable. It's not the greatest. That's why I really hate being on them, to be honest. So that's why I do like to do something like a Southwest where I know I can pull straight into the plane and transfer and don't have to deal with.
Hmm.
But I did have to do that when I went to Switzerland this last year for that super long flight. And for flights like that, an 11 and a half hour flight, there's a whole nother level of preparation as well too. You have to like peeing and things like that become a real, like you have to really make sure to manage all that stuff very well. But yeah, so that's but yeah, Southwest, that's what that's one of the reasons why I've always done that. And the other reason is they do not charge anything for if you tell them it's a medical bag, they're like, okay, cool, bam, for it's in there. Like they don't, they give you two free bags anyways, and anything. So when I travel with my rugby chair, my extra wheel bag, my shower chair, none of that is counted in as like they just that all goes for free no matter what. So like a lot of times I'll have four or five bags because I have my rugby chair is a bag, the wheel bag is a bag, the shower chair is a bag, and then I'll have like one thing of luggage at least. Um, so it, yeah, and then that's they don't ever charge that stuff. And on other airlines, sometimes they do. You can claim medical most of the time, but a lot of the airlines are a little bit stricter and will actually check and make sure that the bag is
It's all
entirely
medical.
medical supplies and not mixed in stuff or whatever. But yeah, those are a couple of the tips I would have, and the be prepared thing. You have to be overly prepared. Um, yeah, so that just make sure you have
Not
more
bad to
than
be
enough
overly
supply.
prepared.
Like bring twice the
Sometimes it's a
amount of
good thing.
supplies you think you'll need. So like if you're a catheter user and you average using, whatever 5 catheters a day, bring 10 like a day for,
And then
every
sometimes you don't know if somebody else runs out of a catheter, and it could come in handy for somebody else sometimes
yeah,
if you don't use a specific type of catheter.
yeah. And Jaybird in the chat said Southwest is fantastic. They let you get in first and are helpful. And yeah, that's the other thing. You go up and you tell them, they see you usually, and they're usually pretty good about just coming to you and being like, "What do you need for getting on the plane?" And I'll just be like, "I just need to be first on the plane so I can transfer it into the front." And then that's what they do. They get you down there and let you go. I will say, and I'm not talking any smack here, but like a lot of times there's a lot of older people in the airline wheelchairs lined up and waiting. Like, they don't actually use wheelchairs, but it helps them to get around a little bit through the airport.
Hmm.
And sometimes they get upset when they take us off on first because they're waiting there in their line. And they get a little bit. So I've got some dirty looks. I've even had a lady grab me by the arm as I tried to pass her and try to stop me from passing. So that's the one thing you got to be worried about.
He's like, you don't have my permission to pass.
Uh, Angry Quads. He said I should wear the chicken head. I actually have a picture of Rebecca in that chicken head from the little sports expo we were just at. But
Oh,
maybe
it's
one
right
day.
there. Good
Yeah, it's in the
eyes.
background. I got
I
it's.
spy.
That's been sort of like a little go-to mascot. We've been bringing it to the little festivals and just sticking it on the table, and
Yeah, I thought the
everybody kind
kids
of
wouldn't like it,
curiously
but they were
looks.
actually obsessed with it.
Yeah, so that's it's a kind of become our little thing, and it's funny because everyone kind of just looks and is like a little bit intrigued and confused, but uh, but yeah, so yeah, that's about it for the travel stuff, I would say. Um, as far as like just being prepared is the main thing. And if it's your first time traveling on a flight, this is what I just told somebody too. Don't do a cross country flight if it's going to be your first flight. Don't put yourself on a plane for 4 or 5 plus hours or have like long layovers and like multiple long flights. Like do a short flight to test it. Like even like just fly an hour, like if you're here in LA, like where we are, fly to Vegas, or maybe to like San Francisco, somewhere within about an hour's range, because just in case, something does, you get uncomfortable, something goes wrong, you want to be within a reasonable distance of, getting back on the ground and being okay and, yeah, getting comfortable or whatever you do need. So that's the one thing
Yeah,
is
because
important.
adjusting to the flight when you're going up, I feel like your body, when it's your first time, really does not handle that correctly, and you're trying to adjust. So like going interstates would be, I think, better than going like cross country.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. So that's what that's another major suggestion. If it's your first flight with a chair disability, uh, make sure you do a shorter flight. Like if you know you're gonna have to fly from LA to New York, maybe just like I don't know I know it's hard with having extra income and things, but you could probably get a pretty reasonable flight to like I said, to Vegas. That's like a 45-minute flight. You're up and down. It's very fast, just to get that, so you can get that feeling. Because if you do start to get sick at the start of a 4.5, 5 hour flight, it's probably not going to be a very enjoyable experience for the remainder.
For anybody around you either.
No, yeah.
Probably stress them out pretty bad.
Yeah, so like even coming back from Switzerland, my friend Kyle, one of the guys in the rugby team, been on the channel here. He got sick and was I don't think a very fun experience. So, uh, yeah, he was trying to use I've never had to use one of those barf bags, and I'm glad I have not, and I hope to I never have to, but it did not look like it was the best thing to do.
Mm-mm.
uh, but anyways, so just yeah, be careful when you are gonna be traveling. Be prepared. Okay, so we are getting to right about the end here. We got the hour. Um, Rebecca, you want to share anything else? You have anything you want to? I don't have your banner quite made for the one-on-one interviews and extra stuff we have on the channel, so I'll share that
No
coming
worries.
up here soon.
Of
It is going to be on all our new print stuff. If you're coming to the expo, come check it out. You'll get to see Rebecca
course
and
I will.
a lot of the crew there at the expo. So come out, join us, celebrate with us, and
Party with the wedding with the two newlywed. Is that how you say it? Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Come party with the two newlyweds at
that,
a wheelchair event.
yeah, that's right. So it's going to be fun. It'll be an awesome weekend. So come out, and if you're not local to LA, like I said, try to look up the Billy's Expo website and see what other events they are, and if there is one close to you, and because they go throughout the whole year and all over the country. But yeah, those are. Let me shout out our sponsors for the channel. So thank you, our sponsors, Mobility Professionals and Urology Professionals. Mobility Professionals is a DME company, so they do any medical supply equipment, durable medical supply, which is like wheelchairs, commode chairs, walkers, standing frames, anything like that. They do, and they service all of the Southern California area. So if you're in Southern California and you need a new mobility device, give them a call. All the information is down below in the description. They'll take care of everything with insurance and everything for you. So give them a call. And then Urology Professionals is actually their sister company, and they are urological supplies, but they are nationwide. So anywhere in the country, you can get your catheters shipped to you. So if you're having trouble getting your catheters, you're not getting enough, anything like that, you're just dealing with any issues, give them a call. They're a great company, great people. One of our very good friends, Dean McCabe, who was just on the Rolling Over the Hill show, is actually works for them and is one of the main people doing like the managerial people, and that's why they are so inclusive and they volunteer at events and they're just all around good people. So that's why we appreciate their support and we want to support them. So thank you guys. Thank you, our sponsors. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you, sponsors.
Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this little bonus extra show. This is the fifth Thursday of the month, so we typically don't have a show scheduled for this one. So we're going to keep trying to do some different content and things on these days. So stay tuned. But every Tuesday, Thursday, we got lives for you guys. Mondays, Wednesdays, gaming lives for you guys. So make sure to subscribe, click that bell for notifications. And if you're just into listening to podcasts and stuff, a little easier listening in the car, we actually are also on Spotify or Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you download your podcast. You can find Live to Roll, and all of our current shows are up there right now. It usually takes me a few
Yay,
days after
very,
they air
very
here, but
exciting.
yeah. And check out in the future, Rebecca is going to be doing a lot of like one-on-one interviews, like we said, and just maybe some other content too. We'll get some transfer videos and stuff, see her transfer, maybe stuff like that. So we'll have a bunch
Be
of
awesome.
fun stuff coming up on the channel. So make sure that you guys are subscribed, follow, and we will see you guys next time. Live to roll, everybody.
Bye.